Hello everyone, back to tuning in today's first video, doing the second summer 2021 update for today's first video. So we're going to be looking at February data for this one, and I should get on with it for you very shortly. Just say that the second video release day will be GavsWeatherVids Sunday Roundup, as always on a Sunday. Got your eclectic mix of this and that. That'll be coming up later on around lunchtime. And then at 6 o'clock tonight, we're going to be live streaming, and within that live stream, we're going to be showing you long-range data from Patal Bank. It'll be a bit of a Patal Bank special, actually. So we'll be showing you summer and autumn analogues from Patal Bank. We'll also, if you want it, maybe you don't, maybe you do, but if you want it, we will also show you for the very first time, winter 2021-22 forecast analogues from Patal Bank. How does that sound, everyone? How does that sound? Let me know what you think. But I'll see you live with that, with the Patal Bank special from 6 o'clock tonight. Right, so as always with the long range stuff, it can be quite a longish video, so if you can't watch it all in one go, don't worry, it will be kept at the channel on demand, so you'll be able to watch it at GavsWeatherVids YouTube channel whenever you want, and it'll be added to the Summer Updates playlist, and also for the time being, it'll be kept on the Summer Updates page at GavsWeatherVids.com, but of course, GavsWeatherVids.com will be going offline, or will not be updated anyway, in a few weeks' time, as we're going to focus primarily on the YouTube channel. Right, so big thank you to Shryan Bruin, of course, for getting all of the relevant analog years together for me. So thank you so much to Shryan for all of the help on this one. And of course, big thank you to Richard, gift maker Richard Troll. Thank you so much for our summer updates gift. I love it. Absolutely love that summer updates gift. So thank you so much, Rich, for some updates gift, and also to Shryan as well. Right, I think that's everything I've got to tell you. Oh, one other thing, the forecast, summer 2021 forecast will be released on Sunday, the 30th of May. Sunday, 30th of May will be the date that we release our summer 2021 forecast. Right, okay, let's crack on then. So we're going to begin by having a look at CT data, maybe we'll have a look at England weather precipitation later on in the video. So we begin by having a look at the February central temperature. It came out at 5.1 for February 2021. That's a bit above average, 1.5 degrees above average, so quite a mild month, despite the fact it contained the coldest spell of the entire winter in the second week of the month, but it was a very, very mild in the second half. So anyway, it turns out that February has a CT of 5.1, and so very, very simply, we're going to be looking for the first part of this update. We're looking at summers following February's with a CT range of 4.9 to 5.3, and we're going to begin with February 1856, with summer, I should say, 1856, following a February CT range of 4.9 to 5.3. So this one has low pressure to the north and high pressure is to our west. It looks like it's a classic sort of westerly type summer, probably quite unsettled and probably a little bit on the cooler side, if anything, to start us off. Right, let's have a look at another one then. This one is going to be 1861. This one much more unsettled, with a very deep trough of low pressure right over top of the UK. Jet stream on a fast southerly track as well. So that's a cold and wet summer that we've got going on then, there in 1861. Our next summer, following February CT range of 4.9 to 5.3, is summer of 1862. This one also looked very wet and unsettled, with deep low pressure over top of the UK and much of northern and western Europe as well. Our next summer, with a CT range, February CT range of 4.9 to 5.3, is the summer of 1884. This one has higher pressure towards Scandinavia, some higher pressure towards Scandi, some lower pressure to the south, and probably bringing a lot of east winds. So it could be quite an easterly summer, which can be quite warm, actually, in the summer. Maybe a warmish and thundery sort of summer there in 1884. Our next summer is 1894. This one looks looks very unsettled. It has got a bit of a northern blocking signal as well. With this one, it's got low pressure coming through the UK and also Western Europe as well. Jets can come through like that. So that was a very unsettled and potentially quite cool summer as well. Our next summer is 1899. This one much better. This is a much drier and warmer summer with a big area of above average heights, high pressure central right over top of the UK. That's why it's quite a hot summer in 1899. Our next summer is going to be 1905. Back to business with unsettled weather. For this one, low pressure again is in off the Atlantic. So this looks like it's a cool and wet summer again in 19, I should say, 05. Our next summer is going to be 1908. Again, following PPC range of 4.9 to 5.3. This one follows a little bit of a teaser winter. This one has above average heights, high pressure to our west and northwest. Low pressure is to our south and southeast. It's a dry sort of summer, I think, but it is quite a cool summer as well, with winds regularly coming in from a northwesterly direction. So quite a cool but drier sort of summer. That a little bit different. Next up, we've got 1910. Summer of 1910 looks very wet with low pressure to our south, high pressure blocking to the north. So that's a very cool and wet summer that we have going on there. Quite a big gap then, 15 years to 1925. This one looks a little bit more anti-cyclonic with some higher pressure to our north and northwest, low pressure to our south-southeast. I think we're bringing in quite a lot of northeasterly sort of influences, so I don't think it's a particularly hot summer, but it is a rather dry summer. That's one of the driest summers within this early part of the Analyst package. Next summer is going to be 1938. This one also following, or preceding, I should say, a teaser winter. So this one precedes a teaser winter of 1938, 1939. For the summer of 1938, it's just very unsettled with deep low pressure across Western Europe. High pressure is pulled out into the middle of the Atlantic. Jet stream doing something a little bit like that. So a cold, wet summer, a very cool and wet summer for 1838. Our next summer is going to be 1950. This one is also, so quite a long gap again. Also very unsettled summer with this one, with low pressure over to west of the country, UK and Ireland. In comes a strong westerly jet stream as well. So that is another unsettled summer and is quite cool and wet in the summer of 1950. Next up, we've got 1957. This is quite a cool and unsettled summer too. The mid-Atlantic ridge in North Atlantic going up towards Greenland, lower pressure to our east-southeast. This is a front-loaded, so it does have quite a hot June. It does have that going for it. It has quite a hot spell, or a very hot spell, actually, in June of 1957, but once that breaks, that's pretty much it, pretty much gone then. And July, August, even September, cool and wet overall in 1957. 20-year gap to 1977 next. This one with higher pressure to our north and northwest, lower pressure to our south and southeast. So probably quite a lot of influences. It's a pretty cool and unsettled summer. Really, it brings to an end but two hot summers. There's two very hot summers, 75, 76. 77 certainly brings that to an abrupt close, abrupt end, and so quite a cool and unsettled summer in 1977. 1988 next is one of the worst summers of the 20th century, so not very good to see this one showing up. Deep low pressure over North Atlantic into Western Europe as well. It is certainly one of the worst Julys of the 20th century. Perhaps I was actually a little bit saying it's one of the worst summers of the 20th century, but it's certainly one of the worst Julys of the 20th century. Very, very cold, wet July. Overall, the summer of 1988 is very, very poor summer indeed. Then we've got the summer of 1999. So this one is a rather hotter summer, actually. It does have quite a hot July. Otherwise, it's mixed, though. So August and June are quite wet and warm. So warm and wet, really, for this summer. But July is quite hot, with CT in the 70s. Rather a strange summer in 1999. And then another long gap through 2016. This is the last one. Of course, this is a backloaded summer. So this one with higher pressure to our south, but also a blocking signal around Greenland as well. So this one starts cool and unsettled in June of 2016. It does eventually finish up really quite warm, though. By August into September, we are having a lot of dry and warm, quite hot weather, even into September of 2016. Right, so putting all of that together, this is how all Jews combined are looking for a February CT range of 4.9 to 5.3. Maybe not as bad as you might have expected. So it does have some higher pressure influences. Some above average heights tend to be to our north and northwest. Lower pressure to our south-southeast. So probably bringing quite a lot of easterly winds with these Jews. So it wouldn't necessarily be overly hot signal, but, you know, not too bad. Reasonable amount of dry weather, and at times could be quite warm because it is June, of course, and the sun is virtually at its strongest. Look what happens into July, though. So all those thoughts of like higher pressure for June are gone in July, and instead we get northern blocking appearing around Greenland. We have a trough of low pressure stuck underneath it over West Europe. So after a dryish and perhaps quite warmish signal for June, we go into a cold or a cool and very wet signal for July. All August combined don't really look a great deal better either, still with that northern blocking signal around Greenland, lower pressure through the Atlantic into northern Europe. So July, August, pair of very, very poor months really there. And all summers combined for a February CT range of 4.9 to 5.3. Very unsettled overall, as you do have a pair of really unsettled months in July and August. June is joking with Pat. That's a little bit drier and warmer, but overall that is a cool and wet signal for the summers. Let's narrow things down though, just look at years after 1950. So this is how all Junes combined are looking for a February CT range of 4.9 5.3 post 1950. Even stronger anticyclonic signals. So we get a nice sort of area of higher pressure sitting just to our west, but also reaching through the country and to the east as well. Lower pressure is down here around Spain, seemingly, and we're bringing in winds from the east. So you expect quite a dryish and warmish start to the summer in June. Do we still get that flip in July? Let's have a look. Yes, we do. Not to quite the same extent, but overall, really still quite an unsettled signal, really, for these all Julys combined post 1950. Still with some northern blocking around Greenland. Still with a trough low pressure over the UK, albeit it's not quite as deep with that trough, but still generally looking a bit on poor side. And it gets even worse for all August combined, post 1950, even though we got 2016 in there. It does get worse at all August combined, with again above average heights continue to be blocking around Greenland, and the trough deepening actually over Western Europe. So a cool, wet signal for those August. And lastly, all summers combined, following a February CT range of 4.9 to 5.3 post 1950, blocking in the Arctic, lower pressure through Western Europe. A cool and wet summer overall is favoured, albeit does start off reasonably well with a warm and dry June. Okay, that's it. We're going to stop video there, pause the video there. I'll see you in 2 seconds' time. And we'll go through February England and Wales precipitation data. How very, very interesting. I'll see you soon. Just have a couple of nibbles and a cup of tea, and I'll be back in a mo. Okay, we're back and we're ready to resume the second summer. What was that? What was that? I don't know. We're ready to resume the second summer 2021 update. If you enjoyed this video so far, please smash your like button. Let us know in the comments what you think. Make sure to subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Giddy gab. I don't know. So yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Right, let's resume then. Let's commence. We're going to have a look at England and Wales precipitation next. So this is the England Wales P page at UK Met. This has every year's worth of England and Wales precipitation all the way back to 1766. We'll quickly zoom down through the years, and we come down to 2021. So here we go. For February 2021, we had an England Wales precipitation of 79.3 millimetres. 79.3 millimetres, significantly drier in February. Still a bit unsettled, but significantly drier compared to December and also to January. December and January, very wet months in winter, which means, but as I explained last week, winter 2021 was actually a top 20 wettest winter. I think it came in at number 7, maybe, did it? I'm not sure. I can't remember last week, actually. That's how bad my mind is getting, my memory. But I think it was only top 20 anyway. So I should have gone into that tangent, really, should I? I better reverse straight out of that quite quickly, I think. Anyway, February was rather drier than January and also December. But still a bit on the unsettled side. So, very simply for this section of this summer 2020 update, we are going to be looking at, what are we going to be looking at? We're going to be looking at summers for February with city range of 73 to 85 millimeters. Right, so, I'm so sorry everybody, the first summer is going to be 1843, following that England wet precipitation range of 70, am I seeing that right? 70, let me check my notes and Shrine, I'm so sorry, Shrine, what are we looking at? Look, 73 to 85 millimeters, I can barely make out what's in the browser there. It's 73 to 85 millimeters. I'm not sure if I said that or not, but that's our range. So we're looking at summers following February's an England Wales range of 73 to 85 millimeters, placing February 2021 slap bang in the middle of that range. I can barely make out what's in the browser. That's how bad my eyes are at the moment. I'm on all sorts of meds for it. It's an absolute nightmare. Right, you don't need to hear about that, do you? Right, okay, so this is how 1843 is shaping up in the summer. So it has higher pressure. It's actually not a bad signal. High pressure to our north, sent over Scandinavia, probably bringing in a lot of warm easterly southeast winds. Could be quite a hot summer that actually for the era anyway. So quite a nice summer starts off in 1843. 1844 all goes down the pan. So the next summer has deep low pressure over top of the UK combined with northern blocking, a cool and very wet summer in 1844. Our next summer, following February England Wales precipitation range of 73 to 85 millimeters, is 1861. And again, this one has deep low pressure centered over top of UK and West Europe. It showed up in the earlier analog package, actually. Then we got 1877 as well. This one with some lower pressure coming in off Atlantic into West Europe. This looks like quite a cool and wet summer as well. In 1877, 1880 is our next summer. This one with higher pressure to the northwest, lower pressure over to the southeast country, incoming east winds. That's quite a cool and wet summer with northern blocking in 1880. Our next summer is 1899, turned up in the earlier analog package. It's back again. This one again much more in the way of higher pressure, a much drier, maybe hotter and warmer summer in 1899. 1914 is a very warm but quite thundery and wet summer. Higher pressure was Scandinavia. Let's change the colour. Lower pressure across Western Europe, and we're drawing up like quite an unstable southerly southeasterly. So quite a lot of thunder in this summer, but it is quite a warm and humid summer. Summer of 1919 is cool and dry. So low pressure to the east, high pressure is out to our west. We're bringing wind from the northwest direction. That's quite a cool summer, but it is a rather drier summer. Cool and dry is a relatively unusual combination per summer, but it does occur at times. Our next summer is 1926. This one looks quite unsettled with low pressure in off the Atlantic, so it looks like a rather Atlantic driven summer, despite a little bit of a ridge trying to build down through Western Europe. I think that is quite a cool and unsettled summer. Next up is summer of 1927. This is very straightforwardly very wet and unsettled. Deep low pressure is centered over UK and Western Europe. That's a cool and very wet summer. 1928 is our next summer. This one comes after a teaser winter. This is very unsettled and cool summer before a very cold winter as well, by the way, for 1928, 1929. This is a very cool and wet summer. In come the westerlies, and deep low pressure is dominating in the summer of 1928. The summer of 1931 is our next summer. So this one, again, looks really cool and wet with deep low pressure across much of northern and west Europe. There is a northern blocky signal in evidence. Our next summer, following a February England Wales precipitation range of 73 to 85 millimeters, is the summer of 1940. This follows a severe winter, of course, and precedes another severe winter. This one with low pressure to our northern east, higher pressure in the middle of North Atlantic, down come northerly winds, so quite a cool summer in 1940, although it does have quite a hot spell during June, I think, of 1940. June 1940 does contain some quite hot weather, but otherwise it's not a particularly inspiring summer. Next is sort of 1945, so this is quite an unsettled, but also at times quite warm and humid, sort of thundery type summer. One of the worst summers of the 20th century shows up next. We don't want to be seeing too much of that in our summer updates. This is 1954. Again, following a teaser winter, preceding a much colder winter, 54, 55. So this one, very wet and cool, miserable summer, low pressure across the west of Europe, a cool and wet summer in 1954. Our next summer is 1960. This one is also quite a cool and unsettled summer. Low pressure is across the UK and Western Europe. High pressure is blocking in the Arctic. So that's quite a cool and wet summer in 1960. 1961 is quite unsettled as well. This one with low pressure to our north, high pressure to our west. Income westerlies off the Atlantic. That's quite an Atlantic-driven summer. 1972 is the next one. This one again, pretty mixed, low pressure through the west of Europe. We've only seen one summer, but you would say settled so far with this analog pattern. 1999. Other than that, it's just been a continuous low pressure, hasn't it? This is another pretty poor summer in 1972. A long gap then. How interesting, how strange. A long gap from 1972 to 1996 for England weather precipitation range of 73 to 85 millimeters. How strange. This one is a little bit better, actually. This is a slightly better summer in 1996. It's not brilliant. It's overshadowed very much by 1995, which of course is a classic hot, dry summer. Nowhere near as hot and dry as that, but it does have a reasonable amount of dry weather. It's my kind of summer, really, because there's regular sort of warm and hot spells, regular thunderstorms, and regular periods of moderation where it's cooler and rather more unsettled. So plenty of rain around in the summer, but also plenty of dry and hot weather. It's just one of those summers that's very, very, very changeable and quite interesting. Summer of 1996, I have fond memories of that summer. Football was coming home, wasn't it, in 1996? Well, no, it didn't, but anyway, yeah, I'm off on a tangent, sorry about that. And then we've got the summer of 2011 showing up next. This one with northern blocking within the high latitudes, low pressure parked over UK and Ireland. That's a cool, quite cold at times actually, and unsettled summer in 2011. And then here we go again, 2016 showing up once more. This one with higher pressure to our south and also blocking around Greenland. So I explained about this in the first section. It's quite a cool and unsettled start to the summer of 2016, but it does get hotter later and also a lot drier in the latter part of the summer. Very much a backloaded summer. Right, that's it then. Let's put all that together and see how all Junes combined are looking for a February England weather precipitation range of 71 to 73. I should say I can't see the writing in that browser at all tonight. So I'm so sorry, everybody. Let's do that again. Forget I said that. We're looking, it's how all Junes combined are looking for a February England and Wales precipitation range of 73 to 85 millimeters. And it looks unsettled. Low pressure is through the west of Europe following this England weather precipitation range. We go through the all July's combined. It gets even worse. We have a deep low pressure. Not a great update if you're on a hot summer, is it, this one? We have deep low pressure across the UK and Western Europe as well. All August combined, looking unsettled too, bringing low pressure off the Atlantic again is combined with a bit of an all block signal as well. And then all summers combined following a February England weather precipitation range of 73 to 85 millimeters. Surprise, surprise, it looks unsettled with deep low pressure over UK and Western Europe as well. Narrowing things down, lastly, to just look at the years post 1950. This is how all February's combined are looking, following an England weather precipitation range of 73 to 85 millimetres, or June's, I should say. This out all June's combined are looking, following a February England weather precipitation range of 73 to 85 millimetres post 1950. I hope to follow this, okay, with low pressure in off the Atlantic into western parts of Europe, a cool and wet signal for those Junes. All July's combined look even worse, with deep low pressure through western parts of Europe. It's a mid-Atlantic ridge as well, so not only very unsettled but also really cool, with a jet stream on a plunge south, probably. All August combined, narrow it all or finish it all off. So again, not great, is it? Deep low pressure over UK, Western Europe for these August combined post 1950. There is northern blocking flirting around with the Arctic as well. And then finally, lastly, this is how all summers combined are looking, following a February England Wales precipitation range 70 to 85 millimetres post 1950. It's a bit of an atrocious analogue if you want a hot summer. It's about as bad as it gets. Low pressure. It's across the UK and Western Europe, a mid-Atlantic ridge, and there's blocking up towards Svalbard as well. So if it can go wrong, it does go wrong, basically. With that one. And that's it. That brings to an end the second summer 2021 update. If you want a hot summer, you're probably glad that it's all over. Really, because it doesn't get much worse, I don't think, than that. So maybe from there, you know, in the words of Yaz, was it Yaz, the only way's up after that barrage of low pressure. Who knows? Right, that's it then. So if you enjoy this second summer 2021 update and you don't want to go and stick your head in the oven because it's absolutely atrocious, if you've enjoyed it, then please smash the like button and let us know in the comments what you think afterwards. As long as they're kind, please be kind to me, and make sure you subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Big thank you to Shrine and also to Richard. We're going to be back later on with GavsWeatherVids sending around. We'll be live streaming with a Patal Peng Spesh from 6 o'clock. For the second summer 2020 update, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.